What are you guys doing here? You know how early in the morning it is? I just woke up and I didn't even get ready yet. And, you're here? I mean, it's already... Oh, it's 12:15 in the afternoon. Don't judge me. Alright. I'm gonna go get ready and then we'll get started. I'll be right back. Now that's what I call progress. On this episode, we're taking the time to talk 5 tips to surviving Epcot. Hey guys, this is Chris and welcome back to Bear Talks. And today I am excited. We are talking about my favorite park at the Walt Disney World Resort. And that's right, it's the experimental prototype Community of Tomorrow. Now, why this is my favorite park, we're not going to get into because I want to jump right into those 5 tips to surviving a full day at Epcot. Let's not waste any more time. Tip number 1, don't go to Epcot for park opening. Epcot at Rope Drop just is not worth it, and there are a few reasons why. First of all, there are a lot of people entering the park at this time. And what that means is there's going to be backups in parking, backups at security, and backups at the touch points. If you're already planning to be waiting in some lines for some attractions inside Epcot, maybe waiting in lines before you even get into the park is not the best way to kick off your day. Secondly, Future World is going to get flooded with other people. Because of the way Epcot is set up where there is a clear front and a clear back to the park, people enter and go into Future World first. In fact, World Showcase won't open until later on in the day after Future World has already been open for a few hours. Now we're going to talk about this more with another tip, but just know Future World is the first part of Epcot to get absolutely slammed early in the morning. Tip number 2, use International Gateway to enter into the park. Now, for those of you that don't know, there is actually a back entrance into Epcot, and it's connected to the resorts that are around Crescent Lake. So the Boardwalk, Yacht Club, Beach Club, and the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin. From these resorts and from this area of Walt Disney World, there is a walkway to International Gateway where you can then enter into the park between the United Kingdom and France inside of World Showcase. Because World Showcase opens later in the day, there are less people that are going to be in the back of World Showcase where International Gateway is located than there are going to be near the port of entry, the front of World Showcase. This sets up your day to deal with less crowds because of the natural flow of guests. This leads me perfectly into my 3rd tip, which is do attractions in Future World later in the day. Because Future World opens so much earlier than World Showcase, the attractions here are going to have higher wait times earlier in the day. Popular attractions such as Test Track and Soarin' are going to have higher wait times throughout the entire day. But earlier on, when World Showcase isn't open yet, this is when their highest wait times are going to happen. This means that we should visit some of the attractions like Spaceship Earth, Mission Space, Living with the Land, The Seas with Nemo and Friends later on in the day as the guests are flowing into World Showcase to get ready for fireworks. Tip number 4 is dine in the park. Epcot is by far the best park for dining experiences. And this is because there are so many restaurants. I mean, each one of the 11 countries in World Showcase have at least one restaurant, and there are additional restaurants in Future World. So be sure when you're planning your day at Epcot to include a dining reservation because first of all, you're going to get to eat some amazing food from possibly all over the world. And second of all, you're going to get a very unique experience to each one of these restaurants. As a bonus, it's a really nice way to take a break from walking around the park. I mean, Epcot is massive. Think about this. World Showcase itself is just over a mile around the entire lagoon. Now, another great reason to plan to eat in Epcot is because of all of the festivals that they do. I mean, you have EPCOT International Festival of the Arts. You have EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival. You have EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival. And you have the EPCOT International Festival of the Holidays. Right? Is that what it's called? Hold on. Just checking. Fact checking is very important. I was right. It's EPCOT International Festival of the Holidays. And with each of these festivals, you're going to get additional booths that have additional food, and a lot of them are little snack-sized meals. Plan to eat around the world throughout your day. So instead of stopping for one single meal, you can have a lot of little meals throughout the entire course of your day, which just makes it a whole lot more enjoyable. And now this is actually going to lead me right into tip number 5, which is be sure to check for any festivals or special events that are happening before you visit Epcot. Nowadays, Epcot basically has a festival every time of the year. So you want to make sure you check the dates that you're planning to visit and see if there is something going on. Because there's a lot to do during these festivals outside of the kiosks that are going to be placed around World Showcase with different foods and things like that. There are events, classes, performances that are happening, such as in the EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival. You're going to have meet and greets with chefs, or classes about healthy eating, or classes about wine pairings. And doing these little extra things can just make your experience at Epcot that much better. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I really hope that some of these tips help you when you're planning your next visit to the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. Now, if you think there's something that I left out, be sure to jump in the comments down below. Tell me, what are some of your tips that you use when you're planning your visit to Epcot? Remember, sharing is caring. And if you like what you saw today, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more videos just like this one, click the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell. Until next time, there's a great big beautiful tomorrow.